Hi guys, what's up? I'm back with the Killing Eve Season 4 Episode 2. I noticed with a lot of you guys' comments you were not satisfied with the first episode, and I get that. I think after watching all these seasons, and I could tell there was a different main writer for each of the seasons, because it just felt like the mood, the tone, the writing itself was very different each season, and that's because it was a different head writer. So what I had to do to keep watching the show is to kind of like expect something different, like see what this particular writer wants to tell me. That's like the only way I can get through it, because I still love season 1, because Phoebe Waller-Bridge is a brilliant writer. I know she's been involved in season 2 a bit as well, and she remains an executive producer. But I definitely think the writing of season 1 was the best so far, and it was her as the head writer, and that's what brought me into the show. That's why I was a little disappointed with like the last season. I just didn't like the writing of it that much. But I still love the characters, and that's why I'm still watching it. It is the final season. I am open to giving this writer a chance to conclude the story. I was taken by surprise, just as you guys were, that they were separated at the first episode, and Eva's with some random dude. Don't like that, really. I'm not really into that, but I do see where they kind of going, because they're in complete opposites now. Like, Eve is more like Villanelle than ever, and Villanelle is trying to be as good as possible, and they did meet, and I guess we'll see if they continue meeting and continue kind of changing each themselves so they can finally fit together. I don't know if that's the end goal for this writer, but it's what we all want, because that's what we've been waiting for, right, guys? I really enjoyed seeing Villanelle being all religious and stuff, especially there's one comment that really cracked me up, man. And it was I started doing shorts on my YouTube, and I included and I'm doing teasers for each like episode, and when something really funny happens, I make a little short of it, because I just think it's too golden, and I want to highlight that moment. And I did for when Villanelle threw Lucifer the cat into the tub, and I freaked out, and she killed the cat. And then someone's comment was like, oh, she became she's accepting God, and she cast away Lucifer. I think that was golden. That was a great comment, one of my favorites. That was really fun. I did not enjoy seeing a cat being killed, but just putting it in that context was hilarious, because I did talk about the religious aspect a lot in last episode, which I find interesting, because I have read a lot about it in my English literature degree, particularly how women are treated in religion, and the fact that the main character's name is Eve. It's just really, really interesting to me. We'll see what else Villanelle does. If we get to see more of Villanelle Jesus, that was pretty fun. I didn't know I'd ever see that, but it was pretty hilarious. Anyways, let's just dive into this episode. Jesus Christ almighty! Can't talk! Okay, guys, let's just dive into this episode, shall we?
Ça fait mal.
Seulement si tu l'acceptes.
The hell? Is that Eve?
Voilà, attention.
See, she's even dressing up like an assassin would. It's pretty interesting how much Eve has changed. Epic hair. I wish I could braid. I don't know how.
I guess I've never met a woman in my life who really challenges me.
I bet Sandra was loving wearing these epic clothes and looking hot as hell. Stop dilly-dallying. Smooth, Eve, smooth. Again, I see this, and I see Eve being super similar to Villanelle and like assassin-like and epic and looking great. And I just wish Villanelle was the one to teach her that, I bet she took tips from Villanelle, though.
Swim in the sea and fly in the sky.
She's seeing that, or is it actually there? I don't know. To think with Villanelle, man.
I have something I'd like to say.
Okay, is it about the quiz or?
Oh, jeez. This guy
There shall be
really
more
doesn't
joy
like
in
her.
heaven over one sinner that repents than over 99 righteous persons that need no repentance. Luke chapter 15.
You almost killed her! I mean, if she's not into you, she would forgive, but oh my god, you literally were that close to killing her. These shorts, though, am I right? I like the sweater, though. Maybe she's still here. I'd like feel so unwanted, and I guess it's the first closest thing to family she's had. Oh god.
He wants you gone.
I want to know what Jodie thought of putting on this costume. She's owning it, though.
But for you, I'm you in drag. Does that make sense? You and I both
I love
know
how her
how
brain
well
works
you do it.
sometimes.
You can't let him stand in the way of your transformation.
She does look
Doesn't
vulnerable,
he?
that's interesting.
Go on. Go get them, tiger.
This is so odd.
You tried to kill me, yet you're still alive, so you admit it. That's not the point. The point is I
Point is, I didn't kill you.
What does that matter? You know, when one person thinks you're evil, everyone else starts to think it. And after a while, you start to believe it yourself.
Wow.
That's why it matters that you're still alive. It's working. I'm getting better.
What would you think if somebody said that to you? Like, I wouldn't want to make her angry, that's for sure, in case she does want to finish the job, but I'd be like, hey, if I help her, maybe she'll stop killing. I'd feel a bit responsible at that point. Facebook stalking her, or I don't know what she's on, but you can see that she seems different. I did like that. It was definitely a Romeo and Juliet moment. Was that actual fish food, or is she killing them?
It's stopping you from being who you want to be. There's only one way to uncoil it.
Yo, I was wondering. It's very therapeutic, I've heard. I like physically can't make myself scream even on a roller coaster, so.
Do you want to spin with me? It's a little juvenile for me. Are you kidding? Of course I do.
What the heck? Scream, let it all out. I feel like Eve just has her mind set on one specific mission. She's not letting anything distract her, including Villanelle. But seeing her check out those pictures does give me a little hope. She's like intrigued.
How is Villanelle?
Thing is, she could be doing all this with Villanelle and it'd be easier because.
Oh, you know.
Yeah. But
She's a Christian now.
she's trying to turn over a new leaf.
Is that possible?
Human beings like to believe in change.
What do you think?
She also asked him about his opinion, and she's hopeful, I think, that she's changed. I mean, seeing her vulnerable this episode and letting it out with a scream, possible.
How's the midlife crisis going?
Swimmingly.
Swimmingly.
There will be a proper debrief.
If I were in your position, I'd be hooking my nipples up to electrodes.
I'd forgotten what
Dude.
awful.
She always catches me by surprise, and I love her.
People here don't like rats. It's for your safety more than anything.
That's true,
Once
too.
this new information comes good,
She did.
we'll set you
rat.
up with all the resources you need.
You also have a lot of money and a nice setup at home, so I don't see the issue. It's working from home.
You think you've done some bad stuff, but
What's he done?
What?
She gonna kill him?
Jesus would want you to be honest.
She'll have leverage over him.
you killed my mum.
Say that again?
Mary died in a car crash.
He was
But
driving?
he leaves out the most important part. He was the one who was driving. He was the one who was drunk.
Drunk. Dude. Definitely murder at that point.
Am I Hitler?
Oh.
Who did this?
Oh, it's just a game now.
It's not really funny.
Now it's my turn to write one.
Yes.
Murderer. Drunk. What's it gonna be? And singer.
That's what we like. Okay. Am I a man?
What does it say?
Filthy.
Yes.
Man, she is fucking with him.
No, it's okay, May.
She's so creepy.
Your dead wife, who you killed in a car crash when you were drunk.
Ah, jeez.
That was not what we discussed.
Did you see his face?
Oh, jeez. You just like torturing people.
Nobody cares what you think, Barbara.
Damn. Still don't get why she's here. I guess it's trying to be better, but they all hate you. Didn't you say you had a bunch of money last episode?
A rat for a rat.
L'addition, s'il vous plaît. Have you taken the steak knife?
Yeah, like why do you need to fucking hide that?
You want to do it your way? You want to knock on that door without knowing what's on the other side.
With
and
a
you
steak
think
knife?
that this is going to protect you?
It has before.
Shit.
Eve.
Monsieur, l'addition.
Thanks, I'll get it.
I'll get it.
I will get it.
We will split it.
Because we're not a couple. She like is putting her foot firmly down on that, especially.
It's worse for me. Now Marina thinks I'm just a terrible cook.
Oh, yes, I forgot.
I bought you a present.
Is it the rat?
It had infiltrated my kitchen cup.
Это было под столом. Это не наше. Спасибо.
A box with a rat? What the hell would I think if I found that at a restaurant?
What are you keeping from me, Vlad? Don't try and outsmart me. You haven't got the neurons.
That's a good line. I'll use that.
The woman with the ass on her ass.
Ass in her ass.
She was found dead about an hour ago.
Drugs ruin lives.
She definitely felt something from that revelation. Just going. Eve. At least bring someone who is an actual assassin, but just in case you get hurt. Right?
Come to get this?
It was quite obvious.
Actually, I've come to cook you dinner. But I'll take it.
Dang, confidence is key, man. It's definitely intriguing. What are we making? Very intriguing.
Where are your knives?
She's actually gonna tell her where the knives are.
Never understood women who can't insert their own fingers into themselves.
Shit.
Ooh, let me see. Ooh.
What the hell is going on here, man?
Tell me about yourself. I like holidays, dogs, long walks on the beach, and guess what? I also want to get the head of the monster. Really? Amazing, isn't it? When you find someone you can really connect with.
I don't believe her.
It's so rare.
Fuck, those things hit up fast, man.
usually do to torture myself? Is this a special treat?
This is also triggering me because I did get a 3rd-degree burn on my hand a couple of years ago.
Does it hurt?
And it hurts like a bitch. I also, my fault that I didn't go to the hospital for 2 days, so...
Only if I let it.
She can turn it off like that? Dang, Eve is tough, man. It did hurt. She's just gonna...
lobster tail. Who's at the top? I'll tell you after dessert.
This is really intense. I kind of like it.
This is my new friend, Eve. Eve is the best bedtime storyteller in the world.
Really interesting. I like her. This lady.
Oh, come on. Don't ruin the moment.
I feel like she's not very maternal.
Il était une fois 2 princesses qui voulaient tuer le même dragon. La première princesse.
Well, isn't she
plus
Canadian?
forte, plus belle.
I saw her in an Air Canada ad. Ozzy, Ozzy, Ozzy. This lady, I'm very intrigued by her, and she's intrigued by Eve, so...
What is it you want to do exactly? I'll tell you after dessert sometime.
That was a pretty good interaction. I actually really enjoyed that. Oh, that must hurt though, man. Oh, goodness. But she lived to tell the tale, man. That's good. She played it really smart.
I don't think anyone could love her. I think she's the devil.
Why are you still here? You're gonna kill him? God damn it. Villanelle. Also, this girl knew that Villanelle was a bad person and tried to kill her. I wouldn't want to be anywhere near her. Especially if I'm talking shit about her. She's gonna kill herself? Yeah, that's gonna hit the news and you'll see. She hasn't changed.
A shepherd like me couldn't...
Yeah. She's done listening to you, Jesus.
Very good. You really got me. You didn't stand a chance.
I'm so confused. She definitely can't kill someone that looks like herself. Time for you to get out of here. You know, it's not the best place for you right now. Okay. That was episode 2, you guys. I think first one had me a little more interested just because there was a Villanelle and Eve meetup. That was really intense. But I did love the moments between Eve and Hélène. It's pretty risky introducing new people, I think, to the last season. You know, it doesn't always work. They're, like, for example, the guy Eve's hanging out with. There's just no time to really develop characters unless you really write them well. I don't know the name of that guy. Yusuf. Yeah, that's true, Yusuf. She said it a hell of times this episode. I already forgot. No development, so I don't really like him. It's just nothing there, other than I guess he is helping Eve get around to fight the 12, which is cool. But Hélène, the actress brought such like intensity yet kind of humor to her character, where I already really like her. You know, she's gorgeous, obviously, but also how she reacted to Eve, you know, how she let her into her home, and it was just kind of like, she's a bit catty, like, she's observing Eve, and then so calmly torturing her, and you can tell she's so intrigued by Eve, and Eve played it so fucking well, where she had to have that confidence, she had to hold in her pain, prove herself, you know, in some degree. And I really just liked that moment. It was intense, it was fun, it was very interesting, and I hope we get to see more of Hélène. She's a cool actress. She seems like a badass, and she could be very useful in getting to the 12. And she was definitely intrigued when Eve left as well, and Eve kind of held control in that aspect. She's like, maybe I'll tell you, you know, at dessert sometime. So they both have a little bit of leverage, I guess, a little bit of information that they want from each other. So I really like that. That's a cool plot. That was my favorite one in this episode. And then, of course, Villanelle, and mostly I was waiting for her to get out of this Jesus phase. It was funny, don't get me wrong, but I just don't get why she stuck around all these people that obviously hate her, and knows that Eve is not convinced by it, because Eve isn't even giving it a shot. So I would have tried something else. Also, she ended up killing them anyways, like the vicar and his daughter. But what else really intrigued me is that she kissed the Jesus she's seeing that looks like herself. And I feel like, man, some therapists gotta have some crazy ass opinions about what happened in that scene, because then she tried to go kill herself. But it is like a question I've come across in a lot of like writing and shows, and is like, if you're faced with someone who looks like yourself, it's kind of physically impossible to kill them, because it's like you have to look at your own face as you're dying, and that's kind of, could you do that is the question. And Villanelle, who is not very much emotion, but is a psychopath, they care mostly about themselves, you know, if not only about themselves, and she was not able to kill herself. And I just think that was really interesting, especially because it was in her head, it wasn't just like actually killing somebody. But that whole dynamic, really interesting, and I want to know what you guys think about it. Let me know your theories, or like what you make of that scene, because it's just so interesting. But I'm not like trained in that at all, and I don't really know the significance of it to Villanelle. I guess the kiss could be she realized that it wasn't Jesus, because she wasn't leading her down a path, like she lied to her, saying, oh, you're gonna be loved. No, she wasn't. And oh, you can change, but she didn't. She killed them anyways. So I guess maybe it was a goodbye kiss to this part of herself that she hoped she could be and believed she could be. And then she tried to kill it off because it wasn't authentic. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Really interested in that as well. So I am excited to see the rest of the season, because it's very complex, certain scenes where it's not like very obvious what's going on, but you kind of gotta make up your own mind about that. And I kind of like them making me think a bit. But again, I feel like I don't really know the direction that the show is going yet, and it's like only a couple episodes left, you know, so it has me worried about the ending. But we'll see where this writer takes us, as I've said. Anyways, I hope you liked my reaction to this one. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.